tiny bundle in my arms, I was immediately connected to my son in a way I had never imagined possible. As the days, months, and years passed, what I wanted most was for my sweet boy to know how much I loved him and that I would always be there for him. I worked hard, played hard, and through it all, provided everything I thought my son wanted or needed, including rescuing him whenever trouble called. After all, wasn't that my job as his mom? Sadly, my own personal issues, including painful memories from a traumatic past, often drove me to make unhealthy parenting choices. Time after time, thinking I was helping, I bailed my son out of difficult situations, derailing many life lessons he might have learned from the natural consequences of his actions. God has plans for all of us, and some of those plans involve pain. Pain we need to experience to learn the spiritual growth lessons God wants to teach us. It took years before I understood that I was playing God every time I swooped in to rescue my son and, in essence, accept responsibility for his choices. I wasn't helping Chris at all. I was merely enabling him to continue his increasingly inappropriate behavior without having to deal with any consequences. I didn't quickly make the connection that painful life experiences help to shape our character. And I certainly didn't realize that all my unhealthy rescuing was being fueled and motivated by a spiritual emptiness in my own heart. By the time I realized how I had contributed to our dysfunctional parent-child relationship, my only child was in his 30s, already in and out of jail numerous times, and deeply in bondage to an IV heroin addiction. I know many of you have similar stories, some less challenging, others far worse, and my heart breaks for each of you. We are all doing the best we can, but I think with a shift in our perspective, our best can become better. Hard life lessons. My personal faith journey started late in life. I was 35. Since then, I've tried to do my best to view life and the lessons it teaches through a lens of faith in God. Yet there is one lesson I've been hard-pressed to learn, despite the many opportunities God has given me. This lesson I very much wanted to learn, and still want to master, is how to connect with my troubled adult son in a healthy way that is more helpful than hurtful, more empowering than enabling, in a way that will help him to see that he needs to make better choices before it's too late. The thing is, I did everything I knew how to do, and I know you did too. We have all tried to be really good parents, but the way our children have changed and the things they've done have left us shocked, embarrassed, angry, guilty, hopeless, and feeling so alone. We cry out to God, but sometimes it's hard to hear His voice. A painful reality. So let me share a lesson I have learned. It's impossible to move forward if we're tethered to something that's holding us back. Many of us, for instance, are hanging on to what could have been. We had so many dreams for our young children. We saw their incredible potential. But as they grew up, something went wrong. In many cases, horribly wrong. What happened to our kids? Pain happened, and it came in many ways, from many sources, in a variety of settings. Then sin happened as our children desperately attempted to relieve the pain. And finally, drugs happened. Alcohol happened. Emotional instability and mental illness happened. Incarceration happened. Traumatic situations and circumstances happened. Drama, chaos, and crisis happened. And sometimes, character void of conscience happened. Layer by layer, our kids were being buried, along with our hopes and dreams for them. The painful reality is that the children we once knew are gone. Much like a tornado that touches down